morning, sir.
Morning, morning, sir.
Yeah, you can start asking questions. You do it in the form of hands. Raise up your hand so that you can have the order. If you want to ask a question, just raise up your hand first. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So I'm waiting for the questions now.
I guess there are no questions.
Oh, do you know the reason why we're having this session? The reason we're having this session is to recap what people missed on, is it Wednesday morning session. People claimed that there are some network issues, so they lost. They didn't understand the last part because of connectivity. So I'm here because I assume you watched the recording. Now I'm here to take questions if you have questions from that session. Yes, Makwelen. Makwelen, you can continue.
Sir, the hand is not up as yet. I'm still preparing.
Oh, okay. What about the others? You are 19. What about the other guys? What? Any question? Yes, Rokan.
Good morning, sir. I want to know the difference between the treatment and response variable.
Shokan,
Yeah, sir. I was asking
yes,
about
brother.
the. I want to know how to differentiate between the response variable and factor, even the response variable.
I didn't question. Want to the difference between what?
The factor and the treatment, even the response variable, how are they related to each other?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's right. It means I must go back to the first session. I hope you can hear me right.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Uh, okay. A factor, we have new. There will be a part where we'll be emphasizing the issue of factors. But let me just give an example. We have what we call a nuisance factor, or nuisance factors are factors that can affect the experiment, but it's what we are focusing on method. We said we want to test which method is the best, right? Based on the face-to-face, like online, and those will be given some videos to go and watch. But we may have us assuming that all this method we need what? We need electricity. Nuisance factors can be load shedding. You see, load shedding can affect now what we're doing. We're better than what we are busy writing a quiz. On the process, you happen to be talking about some nuisance factors. The factors, our focus, it was it can affect what the the outcome of our the outcome of experiment. Things that can affect our experiment is similar to when we come to blocking of factors. So the treatment, how do they differ with the treatment? The treatment is something that we're trying to what? We're trying to analyze. Those are the what? Those are the treatments. The teaching method are the treatments. We're trying to check which method is the best. If you are having flu, maybe you are 5 in class, you are having flu, and then we take you to the chemist. And then when we get there, we give you different types of what? Different types of medications. Those different types of medications, we call them what? Those will be your treatments. To treat what? To treat the experimental units. What are the experimental units? The experimental units is the person where these medications applied to. So that is the connectivity. So no, I'm not writing anything. I'm just explaining. I'm not writing anything. Now, remember we have what? The marks that we are going to get. What do you call those? The marks that we are going to get. Those who are attending venue-based, they will get certain marks, right? And we record them. You must understand those marks that are inside the data set. That's why we call them what? The YIJ. So your question based on the response variable it takes me back to this one. Oh, sorry for that. Can I please take this one? Mr. Galan, I'm still in class. I will call you at 8:30. Thank you. Sorry for that, guys. I was expecting this call since yesterday. So now coming to the response variable to answer my brother. This is mu. You know this model, right? So it's possible that I can ask you to give me the model of the CRD and define what? Define the I can ask you to give me the model and I ask you to define it based on the given problem. This is the CRD problem. This is the CRD problem. So the response variable based on the teaching methods, it will be what? It will be the performance of the students, right? The performance of the students will be what? Agree, remember we have three teaching methods. Venue-based, online, and so forth. So the performance of the student will be what? Will be the response variable. So when we talk about the response variable, my brother, we are referring to what? To Y. Y now, venue-based, online, watching the videos. You will have some of the observations here. So maybe those who are venue-based, they will get, the person will get 22, 16, and like that. And then online, maybe get certain marks there. What is this marks? This is what? This is the performance of the students, right? This is the performance of the students. So this is the score of what? Of the students. That's why we call this what? YIJ. Remember when we were doing some calculations, we call these variable values what? YIJ. These are the response variables. And then I want to go to this strong board thing. Oh, here it is. And these now, these are what? These are the treatments. So the treatment is what? Is the headings of your data set. Let me just put it that way. The headings of your data set is your treatments. But the observations within each and every treatment is the YIJ. YIJ is the what? Is the response variable. And then this one is the errors. This one is the errors. This one you are used to this notation. So the error part was we have a section. If you check from your blackboard, chapter 2, part 3 is going to address this last part now. is going to address this last part, which is what? How to assess model. You must know the model assumptions that errors are independent. Errors are normally distributed. The assumptions like what the way we did with simple applied linear regression, those are assumptions that are back again. So if you understood them from first semester, it means you won't struggle now. Can I get another question, please?
Good morning, sir. Okay, you said you can ask us to give you the model, ne?
Yes,
So
yes. Oh,
when
yes.
we are going to give you a model, are we going to use the actual values or just going to be something like this?
No, no, no. Exactly the way you write, just write the model. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you for that question. Thank you very much for that question. Let me explain. Suppose I ask you to give me the model, the CRD model. You just write the model like the way it is here. Or let me just remove this and write it. I want to write it again. Yij equal to mu plus tau r. You remember the tutorial question, right? The one that we're doing about the brand, my
Yes.
sister.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's try to, let's suppose I said give me the model and uh, based on the given problem. It means let's assuming that is about what? It's about the that problem, yeah, the brand. You will say where, so now you are defining it based on the what? When I ask you to give the model, it means you must also define all these things. Where I it was moving from what? It was for the replications, right?
Yes.
It was from how many replications did we have there? From there?
We have 4 replications.
Okay. So you can write this as oh, I thought I'm erasing. What is happening? Oh, sorry. The erasing one is this one. So you have to indicate that your replications they move from 1 to 4 or 1 to 4, sorry. Or I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And then J is what? Is for the treatment, right? Based on that given problem. J run from 1 to what?
To 4.
4. The meaning of this, let's take if I say 1 to 7. 7. This is the same as writing J equal to 1, you write 2, 3, up to what? Up to 7. So the shortcut of that, you can simply say what? 1 is from 1, and you put a dash on top of that 1, and then you say to 7. I will understand you are simply saying this from 1 to 7. That is the first thing that you must write. And now you define what? You define the parameters. You define the parameters. Now you say you indicated that your I moves from what to what, and your J moves from what to what. So if you are writing a quiz, I can decide not to specify what the number of replications from the problem, but I indicate it from here. I write it in this format, so you must know what I'm referring to. If I don't tell you what how many treatments do you have in a given problem, but I tell you that I is from 1 to 4 and J is from 1 to 4, it means you are having 4 replications and 4 treatments. You get it? I can just
Yes.
tell you, give you this statement, so you must know. So now you indicate, you define each and every one. Yij, This is what is the response variable, right? You write Yij is the response variable. Mu, you write mu is the population mean. Tau I, you indicate, or in this case, it will be tau j, right? Because the treatments are not captured in a row. It's in column way, isn't it? So this one will be what? Will be j. So tau j, you indicate tau j, you indicate that this tau j is the effect of the j's, what? J's brand. You must indicate because you know what is your treatment based on a given problem, right? Is the effect of the J's brand. J's brand, that's why I'm saying if I ask you to define it based on the given problem, I want you to indicate what are the treatments from the given problem. And then the errors, EIJ, this one, you just say these are normally distributed around the mean of 0 and sigma squared. So if I ask you to give me the model, you must give me the model and also define the parameters. Did I answer a question, my sister?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Another question? Can I get questions?
Sir, if for the same example that you did there, the replication were not the same, how do we gonna represent it?
You are saying if the replications are not the same,
Yeah.
and then
How are we gonna represent it? Like I hear you said for the previous exam, the one you were doing right now,
the balanced one.
for the then what if the replications were not the same?
So it means there we have to indicate that instead of specifying, we can indicate that replications differ. You can say R, J, replications differ, but the maximum, we can indicate the maximum one is what? The maximum replication from is just check from the treatment which one is having more replications, and then you just indicate the one with more replications. But you must indicate that the replications differ per treatment. Or you can simply say replications differ per treatment, and then you leave it like that. It's still fine. Did you get my answer, my brother?
Yeah, I got it, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let me get questions, guys. Use this time. Remember, next week you're writing a quiz, so you must make sure that when you are preparing during the weekend, use this time to ask questions because you don't know what will happen when you are preparing during the weekend. And given that next week I'm going to add more information because the quiz is on Friday this time. Yes, Makwelen.
Uh, Sir, I'm not sure if this was from the contents of Wednesday, but it's on the F calculated.
Okay.
If I remember well, the one we did, it was when the design was balanced. So, and you said something like this only works if the design is balanced. There is another formula which works both sides if balanced and not balanced. So I wanted to check if the formula, how is it?
For the chapter that we're covering.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
It is for unbalanced for these formulas, the one that I'm going to write now, they cater both balanced and unbalanced.
okay.
Oh, sorry. I noticed behind my sister. It's fine. Pasha, I will give you a chance. They will let me write these formulas first now. You can lower your hand, Pasha. I'll get back to you now. Given that the layout is the one that you are used to, the degrees of freedom will be the same as the previous one. This one cater both balanced and unbalanced. Ne?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing even the other one. The degrees of freedom of total is still the same. It's n minus t. Now, be careful here. Degrees of freedom here is n minus 1, sorry, for the total. For this part. I'm coming, Christopher. Let me first recognize Pasha. And then from there, I'll come to Christopher. And then for SSE, you know the formula. SSTO minus SST. And then the degrees of freedom here is n minus t. Which means when you want to find f now, you said f calculated or tabulated?
F tabulated.
Yes, f tabulated. Now it means you need what? Remember, the degrees of freedom of treatment is t minus 1, right? Now it means you go and check for f of t minus 1, isn't it? And n minus t. Do you understand? Instead of t minus 1 and t into r minus 1, now instead of t into r minus 1, it's n minus t. That is the only difference. So these formulas, they work for both balanced and unbalanced, the one that I wrote here. Why I'm saying Ri prime here, I'm simply saying that your R is not the same. Let's say the first treatment is having 5 replications. So it means you'll say what? 1 over the sum of that first treatment divided by 5. If the second one is having 4 replications, the sum of the second treatment divided by 4 replications, and so forth. Any
All right.
question related? Yeah, okay. Pasha, and then Christoph.
Sir,
Yes.
my question is about the Duncan method when it comes to comparing the means with the ranges.
Okay.
So I want to know if we have let's say we have, can you please write it down?
Okay.
If we have R2, R3, R4, and
Capital
let's
letter.
just, pardon?
Yeah, okay.
And then we
Let's
have
say this one is
R3.
R3. Can I also give it the values?
Pardon?
Let me make. I'm also suggesting values. Ne?
Okay. And then R5, R4,
R4,
and then R5.
R5. Yes,
And then
the values.
and then we also have the the difference of paired means.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question is, I guess we're gonna do the thing here, largest minus smallest, and then we get the value. I get.
How many treatment means do we have in this case?
Let's just say we have five treatments.
No, it's 5. Not saying let's say we have 5. It's 5. Because if we have
Okay.
4, it means it's 5. What is 5 combination 2?
5 combination 2
This is going to be
is 10.
it's like this. It's 10.
Yes.
So if we're going to have 10 pairs, isn't it?
Yes.
So give me the order of your means, because that's very, very important. We can only move provided.
Let's just put them in ascending order. Mean 1, mean 2, mean 3, mean 4, up to mean 10.
O, B, C, D. It's supposed to be 5, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We have 5 treatments. You are saying your order, the order of your means is in ascending order.
Yes.
From A to E. Yes.
Yes. So now I get it. We're gonna start like E minus mean A, right?
Yes. A minus A. A.
And then we compare it with range 5, right?
Correct. A.
And then E minus B, and then we compare it with RT minus 1.
A.
And then E minus C, we compare it with RT minus 2.
Which is range 3, right?
Yes. And then we have E minus D, and then R minus 3.
Minus 3 or R2. It's not R2.
Yes, it's R2.
Yes.
So now my main question is, when we get to that R2, again now we have to go back and do second largest minus smallest.
Now, since we are talking about second largest, undumela ufanje kincheki.
Yeah, and then now which one is your RT? You go back to R4.
Now we're starting from R4.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I see. Then as soon as we get to
we'll eliminate until we're left with R2 fail. We'll keep on eliminating until we come R2. Because now again we'll say D minus A. Again.
Yes.
D minus B.
B.
D minus
C.
D minus A recombra libuka the R.
Le R4.
And then D minus B.
R3.
R3. D minus C. R2 again.
R2. Yes.
We're done comparing with the second largest. It means we're drawing
Cancel R4.
Cancel R4.
All right.
Now we're done with D. We're done with E. Now we're going to C.
C minus A.
C minus A recombinant lebukai.
Le R3.
C minus B
Le
recombinant
R2.
R2.
Yes.
We R2, sorry. Repeat lemma long, so we have to get rid of what?
R3.
R3, sorry. So now the last one is B minus A. We compare it with what?
R2.
R2. Now we're done with the comparison.
So, but then is it possible that the ranges can be out before the means are out?
Meaning?
Like we are left with R2 only, but then we still have two pairs.
No, it's not possible. That is why, Kirille, based on your number of ranges, you can tell me how many means do we have from our experiment.
Okay.
Because if you give me 10 ranges, it means you are saying you are having 11 treatments, isn't it?
Yes.
If you give me 50 ranges, it means how many treatments do you have?
49.
Well, to me, 50 ranges. Here you have 4 ranges. You add one.
Okay. But on the last example, say, ne, we got to a point where we compared KR2 for 2 pairs.
Which example are you referring to?
The one, yeah, the one and only example you did for Duncan.
Come quote the lengo one issue no ye come quote the lengo on a lega classy. Maybe we're not our something.
She's telling the truth. We compared min 3, min 1 ka R3, min 1, min 2 ka R2. The first example.
And we said it's correct.
Yeah, I'm sure by then we didn't know anything. So now we can see that it's not correct.
Yeah, so it means I was given the wrong information. But during the tutorial, what happened? We did the same.
No, during the tutorial we did the right thing.
Oh, so
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, Smanga, before Smanga, Christopher must come in. Christopher. Sure.
Sir, I want to ask you about the LSD method.
Okay.
Where we don't have
a panel.
Where we don't have what?
Is someone has their mic on? I can't hear you.
Smanga, I know. Smanga always when I want to ask a question, I don't know what is happening from his side. Smanga, please mute your mic. Yes, Christopher.
The formula where you have a missing observation. I want to know what does that.
Okay.
Can you write it down, the formula?
Okay, it's fine. It says, please, guys, don't get confused. Christopher is asking me about something that we didn't cover, but since he's want to be, is busy preparing for the thingy. This is for unbalanced problem. We're still going to cover this next week, but since he's asking, let me just write the formula. T alpha over 2 n minus t. This is one thing, right? Multiplied by the square root of MSE in bracket 1 over Ri plus 1 over Ri plus 1. Oh, sorry, 1 over Ri prime. Is it not the one, Christoph?
Yes, I wanted to ask you
You close
about
the
that.
bracket. Its prime is just to indicate that the first replication, in a case where the first replication is not the same as the second replication. Like, for example, A, B, C. We have 2, 7, 9, 6, 2, 4, 8, 7, 9, 9. We have 3 replications, right, Christopher?
Yes.
We have 3 treatments with these replications. What is the replications for the first treatment? It's 3 again.
3.
R here is 3. For the second one is what?
5.
2, 4, 2, 4, 5. Yes. The last one is 2, right?
Yes.
So this is just a notation. If the issue is this is just a notation, or the replication for replications per treatment are not the same. So when you get, let's take, you want to compare A and B again. Mean A and mean B. Okay, Christoph, you will say this. Mean A, mean B. And then when coming to the LSD, you will find the value from the table using this part, right? You'll find the value from the table using that part, multiplied by the square root of MSE. Remember, here our focus is on what? Our focus is here on A and B. You'll divide by 1 over 3 plus 1 over 5, right? That's the meaning that the two the replications are not the same. That's why you can check also the formula changed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. What are you saying? I think it's a follow-up question before Smanga. What are you saying? There's someone. Okay, it's fine. Let's go back to that example that we are referring to. Let's correct it before I recognize this manga. Let's correct
Before,
that part.
can you finish with that? With what Tuto was asking?
I'm done. He said they understand.
Okay, can I ask something?
Yes.
You said you have 1 over 3 plus 1 over 5. Why specifically 1 over 3 and 1 over 5? Not
Because
having
our
one,
focus, not having what?
not saying 1 over 2 plus 1 over 5, or 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. You said what?
Okay, that's fine. I agree, my sister here. We're comparing. We're comparing the mean of we're comparing we're focusing on, in this case, I gave an example of this pair of A and B. I can manage
Oh,
of
okay,
A and
okay.
B. A and B in a ling, the first treatment in the 3 replications, the second one is having 5. If I have to compare A and C, suppose now I'm comparing A and C. I get my sister. The
Yes.
mean of A and C. Was again we're going to have mean of A and C, and again mean of B and C. B minus
Okay.
C. When I get to B minus C, obvious, if the replications are not the same, the formula will change. So let's check. When we're comparing A and C, it means we'll divide by what here inside the square root. The rest of the same,
1 over
but when
1 over 2.
1 over 3 and 1 over
Two.
2. Thank you. That's correct. If we're comparing B and C,
So 1/5 and 1
So
over.
this will change to 1/5, 2, and 1/2. Because we must
Oh,
check the replications of that treatment first, and then
okay.
you modify. So if you can check, when the problem is balanced, there's a lot of work to do. You get it? There's a lot of work to do, because each and every pair you must calculate its own what? Its own LSD. Because now it means we're going to have 3 values of LSD. We're going to have an LSD which goes with A and B. You calculate another LSD which goes with what? A and C. And another LSD which goes with what? B and C.
Okay, thank you.
But if the case was like this, A, B, C again, 2, 7, 9, 2, 7, 6, 9. How many LSDs are you going to have here?
I
Suppose you
think 2,
2. Why 2?
because A and B we have the same number of replications.
Thank you very much. So because this is the same, these are having equal replications, isn't it? So you can even use for this, for when comparing A and B, you can still use what? The formula of a balanced LSD, because their replications are equal, isn't it? But for A and C, you have to use the unbalanced problem. For B and C, you still have, so the one that we're going to use, the LSD that we're going to use for A and C, is the same LSD that we're going to use for what? B and C. Because A and C, this is 3, this is 2. This is 3, this is 2. For A and C, we're going to use the same LSD that we use for what? For B and C. But don't worry, this was still going to cover it again next week. Smanga, before Pasha.
Sir,
Yes.
my concern is on the Duncan table.
Yes.
Yeah, here I'm having the one that it ranges from 1 to 240, and on the last example, 21 is the for 5 degrees there. So am I allowed to use this or to use the one only which you're using?
No, I will give you the table. That is supposed to use. When you are writing a quiz, I will choose the table that you.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give you the table so that we don't give our answers.
Okay.
Pasha?
Say when we say significant again, we basically mean or significantly different. They means differ.
Yes.
Okay. And then for numericals, the table we use, is it the one that's written studentized something?
Yes. And then the process, only the way Ubodraka than can multiple range test.
Yes.
That procedure, you are going to use it for numericals. The only difference that now you use that table, the numericals, but the other procedure is the same from step 1 to the last step. Yes.
Thank you.
So can you please correct the one from class, my sister? Can you please give me the values, the one that you are saying I made a mistake?
The one here, the range.
Yes.
Okay. We have min 1, which is 15,75.
No, let's go with the order. Let's go with the order. It's mean
Okay.
what? Which one is the minimum?
Mean 2,
Mean
which
2
is 14,625.
and mean 1 and mean 3, right?
15,75.
This was the order, right? The
Yes.
values are not, they don't matter in this case. So y so you will say y3 minus y2. You compare with it. You compare this with the range number 3, right?
3. Yes.
Yes, and then y3 minus y1 dot. You compare with range 2.
2.
And now it means, remember, we have range 3 and range 2 and range 3 again. Since we reach the
Yes.
destination, now we get rid of what? Range 3. Now we're going to compare y1 dot with y2 dot. And we compare this with what? Range 2. What did I do in class?
That's what we did.
Yeah, so this is what I was asking about, Ore. Is it ever possible that you are left with one range and 2 pairs of means that you still have to compare with the ranges?
What do you mean when you say 2 pairs?
Like here we are left with y3.
Let me give you a simple example, my sister. When you say you have 2 pairs, give me an example of 2 pairs. Looking at maybe with your shoes. When you say you have 2 pairs, what do you mean?
I mean that you have another shoes and another shoes. It's 2, 2.
When let's take, you want to tell me that you what? 2 takes, ne? The one is Nike, the other one is Puma. How many pairs do you have?
You have 2 pairs.
You have 4. You have 2. You have 4.
2.
You have 2. You have 2.
Yes.
My sister, you are wearing I don't even know how can I explain my sister. When you talk about a pair, you are talking about the shoes that you are wearing now. You are wearing a pair like that.
Yes.
What you are wearing from your left wearing the left side and the right side, you are having what? A pair of shoes.
Oh, so I see what
pairs,
you mean. I see what you are saying, but now
when you talk about 2 pairs,
yes.
it means we're talking about 4 now. We're talking about 4 pairs.
Okay.
We're talking about 4 shoes. 4 shoes. Let me put it that way.
I see what you are saying, but not my pair. When I'm saying pair, I just mean double, like y3 and y1.
Shogan is laughing. Shogan.
But I say we are doing stats here. It's not English. I just mean y3 minus y1 and y1 minus y2.
That one is a pair. It's not 2 pairs. It's a pair.
Okay. Y3 minus y1 and y1 minus y2 is what?
This one. This is the first pair.
Yes.
You can also 2 pairs here.
Yes,
this is the
that's
second
one pair.
This is
2 pairs.
2, 3. If we have to put it this way. But if you are left with only 2, you cannot say we're having 2 pairs here. We're left with 1 again.
Yeah, and I'm referring to 2.
We're left with
the
2
one in the
here.
middle and the last one.
So it means you still stick to your definition of a pair. Or pair, you are referring to.
Kind of. As long as we understand each other, say that's the important part.
I want someone who can maybe explain this like the way I'm trying to explain it.
Okay.
It's fine. Christoph.
Sir, I wasn't listening.
Oh, you told me. Shokan, Shokan was listening, was even laughing here.
Sir, I think I
Yes.
understand
Hey,
because maybe she didn't understand in class because when you have, let's say you have 3 treatments, ne?
yeah,
If you have 3 treatments, you must have 2 values. It's impossible to have 3 values. You must have 2 values.
correct,
There's no way you can
correct.
have another.
No, I wanted to branch, not instead of giving an example based on this class example. I wanted to talk about a pair. What do you mean by when we say someone is having a pair of shoes?
I think she understands what is a pair. So what we must ask
She
her
understands.
is that which pairs are left, because she's saying that is it possible to have 2 pairs yet having one range? So which 2 pairs
Oh
are
yeah,
left?
thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think now you managed to help me. Thank you, leadership. Did you get the question, Pash?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. With the middle pair and the last pair.
The
Can you
middle
go
pair, which
to the whiteboard, sir?
I'm on the whiteboard.
Okay. Pasha,
Yeah.
yes,
Say,
my dear. We have okay.
yeah, I'm listening.
I'm saying if you can check that we have 3 pairs, right?
Yeah.
And the first pair we compare it with R3.
Yeah.
Then the second pair, which is the min 3 and min 1, we are comparing it with R2, right?
R2. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Then now we know that we have range 3 and range 2. Then we get rid of range 3 because we are already done. Then what are we
Yeah.
left with? We are
With
left with
R2.
R2 only. And again, we are left with only one pair.
Yeah.
You can check. So meaning that last pair, we are going to compare it with R2. Then we are done.
Okay. I get it, but I get the other example more than this one. The one at the A B C D more than this one. That one I get it, but this one is a little bit tricky. Mara, I'm getting the logic.
Mara Leon, Mariman, Pasha. Go and
Mm.
check what happened. And at the end, we have this situation.
Mm.
Go and check that example of A, B, C, D, E. We will
I
have
didn't
at
write
the
it
end.
down. I will see it on the recording.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it's time to go to the other class now. Unless if you are
Enjoy.
not having a class, you can remain. It's still fine. The thing is recorded for those who need to listen to the recording. So can I get the last question? If you are not going to attend sampling.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
the ANOVA layouts, ne? Are they the same for balanced and unbalanced?
Yes.
The only difference is the
Layout. You
calculations.
are meaning the way you mean the way you're going to represent your values, right?
Yeah, on the ANOVA.
Not the calculation. No, yes, that one is the same. You have treatments, you have errors, you have total, and you feed those sum of squares.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Another question? Those who are attending sampling, please go
Sir,
to sampling.
sir,
Yes.
there when you ask me, use the ANOVA more like to test. So, is it necessary for me to draw the table? Because
Yes. Sometimes to trace your values is difficult, Mangana. So sometimes if you put them in the form of a
I
table.
can write SST, or I can calculate SST treatment. I calculate SS total. Then I'll use the formula for F calculated. Since I know it's MSE or it's MST over MSE, I'll use the formula. I will say my F is given by SS treatment multiplied by N minus T divided by
You know, Mrs.
SSE.
Mangana,
multiply by t minus 1.
Let me show you something, Mrs. Mangane.
Eh.
I don't know why you are avoiding to construct an over table, because when you are given a problem, the only thing that you have to do a lot of work is only on these two. Am I wrong? It's only on these two. The
I
other
calculate
information you
this
can do
too.
and the other
Yes.
information you can do it from the ANOVA table. Because what if I allocated marks for the degrees of freedom, and when your degrees of freedom, they won't reflect from your what?
But I will have the degrees of freedom on the F calculated.
You see now we want me to look for the answers. It will be difficult now, assuming that you are 300 and something, and everyone is using that method. It will be difficult for me to get the answers. I'm not saying you'll be wrong. I can mark you wrong. I will mark, but it will be to find your answers. I'm not saying
Okay,
you're wrong.
thank you.
You're right, but it may be difficult for me.
Okay, sir.
Anyone?
Okay, sure. Yes, Manga, I think we are doing time. We are doing sampling. Go and attend sampling.
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said, we are going to.
Can I leave, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't want people to miss Mr. Maswangani's class because of my class. That's what I'm saying. Unless if you're not doing sampling, I don't mind to remain behind with you. But if you're doing sampling, let's respect Mr. Maswangani. Thank you very much.